Dave, who's with you? Is Mr. Coolidge there?
Coolidge is there.
Collecting Coolidge? Great.
Goody.
So let's go ahead and call the meeting to order and do this in some orderly manner. So the hearing tonight is regarding the consideration of the town to apply on behalf of the Brandon Public Library to the state of Vermont for a planning grant. And this will make up to $40,000 available to complete a feasibility study regarding accessibility modifications to the Brandon Public Library building. So I would ask first, did we get any written submissions? People who didn't attend who aren't here tonight, but they submitted something they wanted read?
I have nothing.
Not to our knowledge. Okay. So can we have a little brief introduction of the program, maybe from Molly? Are you representing the library?
One of us, yes.
You're one of you? Okay. Why don't you go, can you go ahead and just give us the thumbnail sketch?
Sure. The project that we are trying to embark on is an accessibility project that will increase accessibility into our building. It'll give us an accessible bathroom. It'll increase accessibility to the second and third floor, as well as redesign some of our space so that it's easier to move within the space for programming and for children's collections. Carol's trying to get in. And so this grant will enable us to move forward with some of the preliminary steps of the planning.
And I can jump in if it's okay. I'm consultant for the library in preparing the grant. My name is Isaac Wagner. The library's been thinking about this a long time. I have some good concepts about how they want to pursue it. Except that when we start thinking down the road about how they fund it and start thinking about pursuing state and federal funding sources, the list of due diligence items, as David can attest with VTrans, the list of due diligence items grows and becomes costly. So what we're trying to do with this grant is take care of the planning items that a federal funder is going to want to see moving forward. So an example of that is environmental reports, archaeological reports, if you can believe that, historic documentation, because it is a historic building. And all these things add up to quite a bit, and it would erode the library's limited funding to pursue right now, which is why we decided to try to pursue this grant.
Thanks, Isaac. The board did have this introduced to it at some point when we were meeting in person, right? February or January or before
We
that?
had originally, so I should back up a little bit. Community development block grants, whether they're $500,000 or $1,000, all have the same set of requirements around them, and one of which is a public hearing. We have to do a public hearing at application and then a public hearing at completion of the project. We had scheduled a public hearing. We both had a presentation to the select board to ferret out if they're good with this idea. I think that's probably what you're referring to. And then we had a public hearing noticed and on the schedule that obviously got canceled because of the global pandemic. And so this is a makeup one for that prior one that we had in place. So even though I wasn't there, I do believe it was discussed at a prior select board meeting. I mean, we wouldn't have pursued this level of application without getting, you know, the thumbs up from the select board first.
Yeah, I think there's no question the board supports the project. So this hearing is for people who maybe are not on the board to offer their concerns or questions and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Do we have other folks from the public who are here tonight? I'm looking around and I'm seeing familiar faces.
I would just introduce myself. I'm Phoebe Chestnut. I don't know everybody. I am president of the board of trustees of the library, so I'm in support.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. So thanks for organizing the project and for the work that you've done on it. Anybody else want to chime in with questions, comments?
Hearing none, and of course, keeping it open for more. A housekeeping item, we do have to submit minutes, as limited as they may be, minutes from this hearing, as well as an attendance list. And since most of you probably know each other, the attendance list won't be that hard. But I just want to make sure those two things are captured. Are they going to be captured by the town for this meeting?
So Charlene is on the screen there, and
Oh, yeah,
she's
she's
the
on my
official
side.
minute taker. Yeah. So Charlene, have you got the information that you would need to provide them a list of attendees and comments about the hearing?
Yes, I've got the minutes and I've taken the names of everybody that's on the screen.
Okay, so will that do it?
Yep, that'll do it just fine. Yep.
Okay, so if that sounds good, we can close the hearing unless there's objection. None heard. Okay, so hearings are informal, but we'll go ahead and close the hearing and wish you best success on your submission of your application with the state of Vermont. And I know that you'll be in touch with Bill and Dave and the board if there's anything else that the select board can do or the town can do to facilitate the library's improvement and accessibility so that more of our community members are able to avail themselves of the wonderful services that the Brandon Library offers.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, good luck. Thanks so much.
Yep.
So the select board meets